Welcome to Unit 4.1.2. We are ordering fractions and placing them on a number line. So if you think back to your prior learning, back to grade 6 and even before, when we started using benchmark fractions, we have benchmark fractions of just benchmarks. 0, we have 1/2, and we also have the number 1. Okay, so we're going to use these benchmarks. And we'll label these benchmarks in order to place these fractions on a number line. So let's take a look at, first of all, the fraction 3/20. Okay? And if we compare the fraction 3/20 to one of our benchmarks, the fraction 3/20 is going to be closest to 0 because the numerator is much less than the denominator. So we know that this is close to 0. If we look at the fraction 11/20, we're going to realize that this fraction is going to be close to 1/2 because the numerator is approximately half of the denominator. And finally, the fraction 19/20. And we're going to say this is very close to 1 because the numerator is very close to the denominator. Now let's take these fractions and plop them in on a number line to see where they fit. So we already discussed that 3/20 is pretty close to 0 because the numerator is so much smaller than the denominator. So we know that's going to go down close to 0. 11/20 we said was pretty close to half, and we know that 10/20 would be half, so we know that 11/20 should come in just above the half point. And then 19/20, the numerator is almost to the denominator, but not quite. So 19/20 comes down just below the 1 mark. So if we place these on a number line, we would have 3/20 about here, and then we would have 11/20 about there, and finally 19/20 fit right in about there.